You refuse to give up on yourself, and that's what makes you different. That's what makes you one of the most valuable players in a situation of some sort. Despite all that you have gone through, despite the hate that you may have received, despite the shit talking that you may have received, despite the disrespect, the sneak dissing, all of the nonsense, right? Despite all of that you could have been dealing with, you refuse to give up on yourself. There could have been individuals that were trying to make you feel like you were not a part of a situation of some sort, or like you did not belong. They could have been trying to make you feel like you were worthless, like you were stupid, like you were dumb. And they could have been trying to make you feel like you weren't worth it. But also, it does seem as though they were trying to break you down. You see, your confidence is intimidating to a lot of people. Your refusal to give up on yourself is intimidating to a lot of people. People who would rather you be easy to be controlled, easy to be dominated. People who would rather not see you show up. People who would rather things be easier for them, because looks like the more you win, the more you do good for yourself, the less you give up on yourself, the less they can win, the less that they can feel good about themselves, the less that they can feel confident in themselves. See, there's an individual of some sort who could have been trying to make you feel less than, or trying to make you quit. They don't feel good about themselves unless they are trying to destroy other people or trying to do bad to other people. They have fake confidence, and it's very obvious and it's very clear as to who they are or what they are or why they do what they do. You see, for some of you all, they had it good, they had it easy before you came into a situation of some sort. They could have been very revered. They could have been held in high honor, or maybe they had some sort of level of respect of some sort, or maybe they didn't have anyone to question their authority in a situation, or question their motives, who they really are, why they really are, what they're doing, on and on and on. So for some of you all, this individual that has been trying to essentially break you the F down, the reason why is because they feel like they can't be happy when you're happy. They feel like they can't be confident when you're confident. They have an issue with themselves. It's not about you. It's about themselves. So you have a renewed sense of vitality, and you could have stopped dealing with someone because it became very obvious that either they were a hidden enemy of some sort, secret competitor, or they just weren't right for you. And it looks like whatever you let go of, it's going to be replaced with better. You were not meant to be in that situation. You are not like those individuals. You can't even compare yourself to them because you are out of their league. And when I mean out of their league, they're beneath you. And that's just the facts of the situation from what the cards are saying. You see, there are individuals who want you to think that you're less than, that you're beneath them, that you aren't worth anything, so that you won't see what you're really worth, so that you would give up on yourself easily, so that you would quit doing something that was very, very, very prosperous and valuable for you and for others. You have a lot of respect, or you will gain a lot of respect for something that you are doing. You are highly appreciated. You are very loved. You are different. And you're not afraid to stand on your own and not with a crowd of some sort. And that's one of the things that makes you the most intimidating to someone. See, they like followers. They like people who bow down to them, who worship them, who feed their ego. And you just don't do that. You're a really good person. You're very faithful and you're very reliable, but not to people who don't deserve it. And so you could have recognized recently that someone did not deserve you being faithful and reliable to them because their true colors started to show. Or who they were involved with. They could have been involved with some of your haters or people who hate you, people who dislike you, people who see you as their competition of some sort. So some of you all may feel like you made a mistake by dealing with that individual or by not protecting yourself against the nonsense. But you definitely fixed whatever that mistake was. You made the right moves recently. See, some of you, all these individuals were trying to make you believe that you are not as powerful or as successful as you actually are. Or they were trying to make you believe that, like I said, that you're not wanted in a situation or that you should just give up doing something, etc., etc. They could have even made it seem like it was a good thing to do, because they don't want you in the prominent or powerful position that you are in or that you will be in. They want you easier to be controlled, essentially. You are one of the only people in a situation that they are not able to control, that they are not able to treat as less than and make them actually believe that they're less than. You have something way more worthy and beneficial that you're meant to be doing in this earth realm than to be somebody's whipping boy or whipping girl. You have been standing in your power, and because of that, you have been recognizing that the universe is very happy for you, or could have been rewarding you for standing in that power, for not giving up on yourself, for not bowing down to evil. There is someone who really loves their companionship with you. They believe and feel that you are a kind and giving spirit. You're a faithful person. You're reliable, and they can count on you. They like the fact that you do your own thing. You go about, you have your own mind. You think for yourself. You're not afraid to be different. You're not afraid to stand out from the crowd. And honestly, there's a lot of good that comes with that. They're very happy and excited if they saw you not give up on yourself, or if they saw how hard you worked in a situation, how you stayed persistent and you did not let any kind of failure or defeat to ruin your confidence. Because for some of you all, what this was you may have for a while there had stayed to yourself and not really involved yourself with others for very good reason. And you could have decided to give someone or a situation a chance of some sort. And that could have been what the mistake was. And you recognize that that was not meant to be. It did not work. And one of the main reasons why is because the individual or the people that you could have tried, given a chance or tried to take things further with, or gave them some of your good energy, your good hopes, your good grace, etc., etc., they were putting on a front, or they were fake the entire time. And for many of you all, you knew this, but in order for you to really know something, obviously you wanted to give individuals a chance, because you didn't want to turn away good people, so to say, or to not be cool with or friends with or team up with people who actually could have been good for you or could have been very beneficial in a situation of some sort. But you could have recognized very quickly that they were not worthy, or that they were not valuable, or that they were lying, hiding, scheming, or scamming of some sort. It was essentially a tactic of some sort to get you under their control, to make you do what they wanted you to do, to make you give up some sort of power that you may have, or some sort of control over a situation that you may have. They could have been intentionally trying to do things, like I said, to try to break you down. But you have a renewed sense of vitality. They were trying to make you feel trapped and hopeless, but they could not. You were hoping, you could have been hoping that someone would change or somebody would be different, because for some of you all, these individuals may have apologized to you or could have acted like they're no longer how they used to be. So that could have been why maybe you decided to give individuals a chance of some sort, but they proved to you very quickly that they won't change. They can't change because there's something they need to get right with themselves and God first before they come step to you. Let's just say it like that. Okay, so there could have been someone or something that you may have really did have love for or really did care for, and that is one of the reasons why you were being protected divinely in a situation of some sort. They could have thought that maybe the things that you were doing, the kindness, the niceness, they could have thought it was a front or an act like what they were doing. They could have thought that you were just playing games of some sort. No, that's not what was really happening. And because of this true love that you could have given someone, or true care, or a true genuine chance or opportunity of some sort, you are being divinely protected, and they will have to deal with God for their consequences of their actions. Because see, when you do bad to good people, there are consequences to those actions. When you try to manipulate and scheme and scam people who genuinely care for you, who genuinely love you, there will be consequences to those actions. So for some of you all, they could have thought maybe if they were able to convince you to team up with them or deal with them or work with them, it would lessen some sort of karma that they knew that they were going to gain for something that they may have done behind the scenes that you may not have known about, but you could have found out about recently. Yeah. If someone is not able to respect you, they do not deserve your love. And I'm talking about, I'm not talking about, you know, the little ones. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about grown-ass humans. Okay? You are very intellectually awakened and aware. You see what is really good. See, some of these individuals, they think that because you're nice or because you're kind, that you're naive or that you're stupid or that you won't protect yourself or that you won't defend yourself or that you have no sort of intelligence. They don't like, for some of y'all, they don't like that certain individuals honor you or respect you or see you as worthy or valuable because they don't see you that way, or they don't see people like you that way. They like when people treat you like crap. They like when people keep you beneath them or try to make you feel like you're beneath them. Because see, many of those individuals, they, like I said, they have no sense of pride or confidence outside of trying to destroy others or trying to step on others or keep others beneath them and making them feel like they're nothing without them and like they can't do what they want without them. See, these individuals, they need to have a reckoning of some sort, and they need to sit and speak with God because there's something obviously off about them. Your intelligence is valuable and respected. That could be one of the reasons why they hate you, because they don't have that. They may have the looks, they may have the talk, the good game. Yeah, you know what is correct. So you're able to see what the truth is, And that's what some of these individuals don't like. That's why they don't want you around. That's why they don't want you involved in the situation, because you can see them for who the fuck they really are. Others may not be able to. And it's obvious. If they have little minions running behind them, that's obviously why they have the little minions running behind them, because they're not able to see what the real deal is, or they don't have true bravery, true confidence, true willingness to defend their own honor and stand tall against those who are meant to be stood tall against. Somebody was hoping that your ego would get the best of you. They were hoping that you would go out of your way to prove yourself to them. All this old dumb stuff. They were hoping that you were fake. All right? Or they thought that you were fake. They thought you didn't understand, an example, how to manifest reality. They thought that you didn't understand how to peep game. They thought that you were just all the way dumb. But see, what some people don't realize is just because somebody is nice, just because somebody doesn't entertain bullshit all the time, does not mean that they're dumb. It does not mean that they're stupid. And it does not mean that they do not have the ability to protect and to defend themselves against so said nonsense. All right? So you were very skeptical for very good reasons, and you quickly realized that there was nothing wrong with you being skeptical. In fact, your intuition was so accurate and so correct, you didn't even need to experience that situation to know what was good. But see, you wanted to give a certain somebody or some individuals the benefit of the doubt. So you really actually wanted the best for someone or individual, or you actually really had good intentions in the situation, whereas they did not. And that is why you are liberated and free and not tied down and not stuck and not trapped, because you have divine favor. Because you actually were genuine and real in the situation. You actually did love or care for something or someone. And so you're going in the right direction. You're doing the right thing. You know what's correct, what's accurate. Your priorities are accurate. You're focused on the correct things. Yeah, so you're a very optimistic type of individual, and people know this about you, and they thought that that was actually a weakness of yours. Go fucking figure. Go figure. Yeah, see, they thought, oh, well, if they just play to that, then you wouldn't be able to see what's up. Yeah. See, you didn't, for some of you all, you didn't want individuals to feel like you're not a team player, or that you're egotistical, narcissistic, evil, manipulative, stingy, on and on, right? But you don't need to prove that to anyone, because it should be obvious already at this point. There is an individual who is obsessed with themselves. They could have tried to make it seem like you are obsessed with yourself. You are abnormally smart or intelligent. You listen very well. You peep game very well. And you have the ability to live in harmony and in tune with others. You're not the problem in the situation. But you're not about to sit here and let somebody run game on you, talk crazy to you, treat you like you're stupid, you're dumb. Try to mess up all the good that you got with others, or in a situation of some sort. You're not about to you're just not about to let it fly. You don't have to speak down on people. Like I said, there's an individual that they feel good about themselves when they speak down onto people. You don't have to do that. You can actually build people up. You can actually inspire and motivate people and encourage them and empower them. You don't feel a sense of, you don't have to gain your confidence from stepping on the next person. You don't have to do that. And you don't do that. And people and individuals think that you're weak because of that. Well, they better think again. Because they don't know how the universe really works. Else they wouldn't be doing the crazy stuff that they're doing to people. Else they wouldn't be trying to dominate and destroy others who don't have anything against them, who aren't their enemy. See, you're playing the long game. You're seeing things in the far future. These individuals are thinking for the now. And they think that if they do all the messed up stuff that they do to get on top, to look better than the next person, or to make all this money, they think that that will not come back to them in the long run. So you may have done something very brave. Somebody was hoping that you did something impulsively so that you would not think rationally. Yeah. Your dedication to your self-improvement inspires others. You choosing to be better, do better, and constantly, make yourself better is to be admired. You're bossing up on somebody. All in a hater's face. You're bossing up all in a hater's face. Yeah. See, they thought that you weren't taking something seriously. They definitely misjudged the situation. See, you're able to sleep peacefully at night. You're confident in yourself. You don't have the same types of goals these other individuals have, because for many of y'all, you already been there, done that. So you already know what comes with it. They haven't learned that yet. Yeah, so the universe is manifesting those who are truly meant to be with you, or who are meant to team up with you, or who are meant to love you, or who are meant to, you're not superficially attractive. Someone could be superficially attractive, so they look great on the outside, but they wow. Maybe if they focused more on their internal beauty, they wouldn't act so ugly. Someone does not want you to express yourself or express your true self or express the truth of some sort. But it does not fucking matter what they want, because they don't control you. Someone definitely assumed something about you and they did not know the whole story. They went gossiping and talking shit about you, didn't know what the fuck was going on. About why you chose to be happy or what you do to make yourself happy. But you're where you're supposed to be in life. When people care, when people that you care for succeed, you do not feel threatened nor insecure. Apparently, there's some other individual feels threatened or insecure when others succeed. It's even people that are they're supposed to be their friends, or supposed to be their co-workers, or they're supposed to be their partners, or their fellow alumni, etc., etc. You're being real careful with your words and your actions. That's what somebody hoped you didn't do. You are able to adapt to whatever these situations were successfully. You still remained optimistic despite all the attempts to try to break you the F down. And you accepted this situation for what it was. You're not about to glorify something that's not meant to be glorified. That could be why for some of y'all, some individuals could have been wondering like why you think of some way about somebody or why you feel some sort of way about somebody. They may think that person is the greatest thing walking on this planet, but they don't really know that individual, or they don't see them for who they really are, what's really good, or what's really going on. You have a beautiful mind. And there was some sort of benefits of a situation that outweighed the risks. So for some of you all, you could have felt like that. The benefits of moving on from a situation, or not dealing with something, or not allowing individuals to play in your face, right? You felt like that was more beneficial than the risks, right? Because you're naturally not a selfish person. You're not impatient. You're not insecure. You know that you were right in the situation and that you did right. God's plans. You're moving on God's plan. What God wants for you, not a mere mortal. And I say it like that because, y'all, that's the type of either energy that you got going on, and you may not have had it before because you didn't want people to think that you were narcissistic or that you were egotistical, you think too highly of yourself, all this old dumb stuff. But you notice that when you don't be that way, people think something is sweet. So you actually, like, people may like to actually really have conversations with you or speak with you or talk to you because you actually have something worth of value to offer into the conversation, even if it's just a simple pick the person up for the day, like to make them feel better, to make them look at a situation from a different perspective. Someone else in a situation, the type of discussions or conversations that they have are like meaningless. It's not even worth, like, so for some of y'all, someone else may feel that way, or others may feel that way, and that could be one of the reasons why they navigate towards you more, or why they value you more, because they know what realm you're coming from. Like they get it that you're not like a one-dimensional type of individual. Yeah. So it's a good thing that you're able to admit your flaws and see when you need to change something or do something different, because this definitely helped you in this situation. All right. You're destined to be great, and you don't need to think anything less than that. Some individuals may see this as like how you're acting as passive aggressive, but when they're able to know what was really going on in the situation, or what was really good, or all the nonsense games, manipulative tactics people play to try to get you out your character, or to try to make you feel less than, or to try to make you quit, etc., etc. Once they recognize what's really good, they're going to see that you didn't do anything wrong in the situation, or what you did was accurate in your reaction to whatever was going on. See, because for some of you all, you may be very, you may like not really express a whole lot of how you think or feel about certain situations. So when you do, people are like, oh my God, oh. Yeah. So people are realizing that you were right all along about somebody or something or someone. Those who are meant to be in your life, or who are meant to be on your team, or who are meant to be involved with you, they see what's good, they see what's up. Those who are not meant to be in your situation or involved with you or around you, after they saw that, they're probably not. You might need to move on from them. Okay? You became better than somebody thought you would. Wow. Wow. That could be a good thing. But you get what I'm saying? Like, maybe you actually did better than you thought you would. Maybe you did better without an individual or without something than you did or than you thought you would. Maybe things were easier than you thought. Maybe you're just getting all these different confirmations that whatever it was that you did recently was probably the right moves. You're not a difficult person to work with. You're not crazy. You're not dumb. You're not stupid. You're not naive. And you're ready for what God has for you. You could be starting to gain some sort of very powerful knowledge or wisdom because you moved up from around these people or these individuals. And it has a lot to do with what their goals are, what they want in life, and the secret hate that they had against you. The competitive energies, all that nonsense that wasn't necessary. See, competition between friends and co-workers and students and even loved ones, it can be beneficial for certain things. But when somebody doesn't know that somebody's competing with them or against them or secretly hating on them and stuff like that, like, that's just unnecessary. And, you know, yes, competition can be a good motivator. But when somebody is acting like they're really for you just so that they can get an advantage over the competition, no, I don't think so. So it looks like you could be ignoring somebody or not wanting to deal with somebody, and now people see why, or they get it now. Because when you're friendly, when you're nice, when you're kind, when you're loving, people think something's sweet. They think that you're a mark. They think that you're easy to get over on. They think that you don't know what's really good. And they do dummy stuff. So honestly, you're really good at being able to remain calm in very stressful situations. And that is an asset of some sort. Sometimes people see your ability to remain calm in stressful situations as if you're dumb, stupid, naive. Because, see, they're the types that would, throw a whole situation away just to try to make a point to somebody. Like, no, that's stupid too. But again, you're not about to sit up here and let individuals keep playing in your face like you're stupid or dumb and not say something about it. There's a way to go about it. Yes, you have a boost in your productivity of some sort. People see this. They know this. They know you're about to come up. Like, you're about to come up tremendously, and they're trying to do what they can to make that not happen. If they were listening to the divine, they would just go on about their business and stop trying to F you over and stop trying to destroy the good that you got going on, because what you're doing is of God. It is of the divine. And anything against that, better think again. People could be wondering why you're so quiet. Why don't you tell people about what you got going on? Why do you stay to yourself? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? Because people act like they're real and they're not. People act like they're friends and they're not. People act like they're cool with you and they're not. So why would you give them any more ammo? Why would you do that? Your instincts are leading you to where you need to go. Some of you all, if you have a business of some sort, you're very good at doing business. Please do not let somebody talk you out of that. out of what you intuitively know you're great at. Because 9 times out of 10, either they're not as intelligent as you are, as experienced as you are, or there's some sort of secret hater, some sort of secret competition of some sort. Something like that. People love to try to take advantage of people's kindness as if that's their weakness. So you should be very proud of your accomplishments. Staying true can help you to create more success. For some of y'all, that's what's been helping you to create more success. Being fake and phony and acting like somebody that they're not is what's helping another individual stay successful. That's what it looks like. So somebody really admires the fact that not only do you talk the talk, you walk the walk also. You're not just, you know, you're not the type of person that's going to tell people, oh, do this, and you too wouldn't try that. Or you get what I'm saying? You have nothing to be worried about. You're not feeling regretful. Yeah, so for many of y'all, there's somebody who wants you in their life as much as you want them in yours. They really love you. All right? They care a lot about you. They really want the best for you. They could be realizing that you were right all along about something. Or they see what you've been going through or what you're dealing with. Someone may crave your love because you're a very nurturing, loving individual. You're a really good friend, really good person, really good loved one, all of that good stuff. And those who don't see that, well, it's probably because they're effed off. It's probably because there's something wrong with them. Because why in God's green earth would you do good for somebody who don't give a flying F about you? Why on God's green earth would you want to give grace, kindness, love, generosity, helping, you know, to individuals who can't wait to throw you off the boat or to step on you or whatever? Why would you do that? Why? You know your true worth. You know what you deserve. And for many of y'all, you'd rather be on your own until you find an individual that can see that or that can appreciate that and respect that. You're very innovative. You're all around good. You're great, y'all. Yeah. Your thoughts are accurate. So, with that being said, y'all, I love you. And I will see y'all in the next reading.